Assalamu alaikum and Dzień dobry, brothers and sisters. Today's khutbah at Masjid an-Nur today was focused exclusively on Ramadan and the importance of this special month that Allah has given us. It is not just a month of fasting where we abstain from food, drink, taking medicines, or certain activities that will remain private, if you know what I mean, and trying to do as many good deeds as we can and trying to avoid sin as much as we can. But during this month that will begin on August 1st, inshallah, was when the Qur'an, parts of the Qur'an first came to Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him. And one of the great blessings in Ramadan is that Allah locks up the gates of Jahannam, thus keeping Shaitan and all his cohorts basically in prison for a month. You could think about it that way. And then the gates of Jannah are opened. And there was a little bit of noise going on. I couldn't understand some of it, but I'm not sure if during this month, if people who die during this month get an extra blessing. I'm not sure. That might be a question to ask a scholar. We'll file that one away for later. But anyway, the hadith goes that the gates of Jahannam or hellfire are closed and locked, and the gates of Jannah or paradise or heaven, you can think of it any one of those three ways, those gates are opened, and any extra good deeds that we do get extra blessing or merit, maybe double reward, triple, or something like that. And the fasting part is not just abstaining from physical things like food, drink, maybe not taking midday medicines if you can avoid that. Like, for example, I normally take some medicines in the middle of the day, but what I do is I shift those to take them at the time I normally go to bed, along with the ones that I usually take when I go to bed. So I just shift them that way, and it really doesn't affect my health any when I do that. And so I can get away with it, but some people can't, so they don't fast. But fasting is also abstaining from sin, avoiding certain behaviors, certain words that are displeasing to Allah. And of course, married couples during the day when they're fasting, they do not engage in, I'll just put it as marital relations within the privacy of their home. But they can at night after they have broken their fast, if they so choose. But it is a purifying month, and fasting is supposed to purify the body in a way that you are purging yourself. I haven't studied all of the medical aspects of it. I know a local pediatrician who has, and she knows all about the medical aspects of it. But it purifies the body in getting rid of certain elements that are, our normally daily diet, which mine included, is kind of crappy. I'll be the first to admit it. But when you fast, you are allowing your body your digestive system to rest, so to speak. You're giving it a chance to rebuild itself or recover. And that's so far my understanding of it. But having medical training myself, I'm kind of curious about more of the medical aspects of it. But anyway, that's for another day. But and some of the other obligatory things that we need to do during Ramadan is, focus on our prayer. If you are not in a habit of praying 5 times a day, as is commanded, then this is the time to really get your act together and get into the habit of it. Now, last Ramadan, I had not, before last Ramadan, I hadn't gotten into the habit of doing the sunnah salat that accompanies the fard or obligatory salat. So during Ramadan, once I figured out how many goes where on each salat, fard salat, then I developed a habit of doing that, and I've been doing it ever since. So I might miss some once in a while. Sometimes I just can't help it. I don't have the time, depending on where I'm at. But I try to do that as much as I can, and maybe just throw in a couple more salats here and there. And now that I have a large print Qur'an, I can try to read more. Although I can only read for a little bit of time before I have to give my eyes a break because of the way my eyes are. But at least I can look at the Arabic and distinguish the letters. So alhamdulillah for that. And I thank Allah for the sister who gave it to me. And so I lent her my Spanish Quran so she can read Arabic and Spanish. She's studying Spanish in school, so she can improve that. So I'm giving her an extra blessing too, a double dose, so to speak, with two languages. Anyway, so that is one of the things that we are encouraged to do. And Taraweeh is the extra salat that is done after Isha. And we are encouraged to, if we are in the masjid, to pray through all of it as much as the imam leads. If he leads 8 rakats, then you try to pray all 8. If you are following an imam who prays 20, then we are encouraged to do all 20. And so that is an extra blessing. And then usually after Taraweeh, then if you're in the masjid and you're praying in Jama, then you pray witr, which is like usually 3 extra rakats tacked on to, or right after the last pair of the Taraweeh. And so that's an extra blessing for doing that. Otherwise, if I didn't pray all of the Taraweeh in the masjid, then I just prayed my witr at home, although I haven't gotten into the habit of doing witr every night. So maybe, inshallah, I'll get into that habit after my Isha. I normally just pray the 2 soon after Isha, but I hadn't gotten into the habit of adding the witr, so maybe this is something that I might get into. And the Imam also encouraged people to just attend the masjid. The masjid is empty or virtually empty in the mornings, and he said, and I quote, "Are you sleeping?" So he's wondering where everybody is in the mornings, when especially the men are supposed to pray Fajr and at least one other Fard Salat in the masjid, whether it be Maghrib or Isha or both of those. But the men are obliged to do it if they are physically capable of getting to the masjid. And of course there are those excuses if you are in a hospital, or if you have no means of transportation and no one picks you up, or you are not in a condition where you can even take a short. And of course women are not obliged to, but men are not supposed to prevent women from praying in the masjid. If a woman wants to pray in the masjid, then let her do so. And I love it. I love praying in the masjid. And so these are some of the essentials of Ramadan. And it's always a reminder to myself first. This is my second Ramadan, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to praying every day in the masjid with my brothers and sisters and breaking fast with them. You know, I live alone, so I don't have anyone to break fast with, so I go to the masjid every night to break my fast with everybody else, and then I help out with the serving and cleanup and all that good stuff. And you know, I just loved it last year. I didn't want Ramadan to end, but now it's coming back, alhamdulillah, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are also. So that was today's khutbah. I hope this is beneficial to all of you. And as always, if I say anything wrong, it's totally my bad. I can't blame Allah for it. And anything that's good comes from Allah, because Allah is the source of all good. So thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum, do widzenia, and miasr mila.